You're listening to the Valley Current.
You haven't seen it? Oh, you're going to freak out.
Or are people trying to get into your house to have a place to stay for Super Bowl weekend? Knocking on your door?
Not yet.
This is how Airbnb got started.
Is that right?
Yeah, there's a big conference in San Francisco. And people couldn't find a place to stay, so they said, "Oh, we'll just go on Craigslist and rent out our couch."
There you go. Okay.
Yeah, there you go. Designed by Matthew
Rafelson, my former student, who was the CFO of Wells Fargo Bank.
Nice.
$20 billion company. He was my student in 1991. He's been working with me for 30 years. Okay, you have it open?
It's not an app. It just goes to the website, right?
I know it, but it looks like an app.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now.
Yeah, it looks good.
Press the stochastic button.
Okay.
Press the static button. So this is will you run out of cash? What's the chance of running out of cash? If you have a pro forma cash flow statement, you have no idea. It's just it's an average. It doesn't give you any chances. So
is it all one page?
Yeah, that's it. Except but hold on a minute. Let me show you more. Okay, now look at my page. Here's his blog. So this is the CFO Maslow hierarchy.
Mm-hmm.
Do not run out of cash. Make earnings target. Raise stock prices. So if you're using, and Matthew came up with a beautiful name for deterministic data. Static data. It's so derogatory.
Yeah.
So static or stochastic. And you want to know what the word stochastic means? Press that button again. In fact, when you look at that thing, look at the graph at the bottom as you go from static to stochastic.
Why don't you put some real numbers in here, like from Apple's budget or something?
Oh, trust me. We got numbers in there from PG&E's budget.
Nice. Right
now. It's very cool. So this phone app thing, remember, this is Chance Plan. This is not probabilitymanagement.org we're looking at here, right? This is the moneymaker, right?
I like the fact that it looks like an app.
And
but you have to pay. You have to pay Apple for the App Store.
No, of course not. The thing is, when you look at it, you think it's doing 10 trials, but it's really doing 10,000 trials. We only showed 10 trials down at the bottom.
Yep.
Okay? You know the story about the guy who goes into the bar, pulls out a little tiny piano, puts a little mouse down at the piano, the mouse starts playing the piano, pulls a butterfly out of his pocket, puts it on the piano, the butterfly starts to sing. The guy next to him is astonished. He says, "God, I'll pay you $10,000 for that thing." He says, "Yeah, sure." Packs it up. The guy leaves the bar. He says, "That sucker. The butterfly can't sing. The mouse was a ventriloquist."
Yeah. Good.
Okay.
That's good.
That's like our app. No, it's not doing 10 trials. It's doing 10,000 trials.
Kind of amazing that no one's put this together before, isn't it?
No, it took our open goddamn standard to do it, Jack.
Is that it?
Yeah, that's it.
That's basically this is basically the CFO's job.
Yeah, I know. Well, no kidding. I showed it to my patent lawyer today, Rich Black. By the way, we got some more claims in. The patent's getting stronger. He said, "Well, wait a minute. Why isn't it against the law not to have this app?"
Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah, damn straight.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go back to Apple.
Yeah.
I decided a long time ago that we can't give this thing away. It is a fantastic package we can't give away. So let's go open source. And there's going to be a little finesse. but the finesse is written into the program, into the contract. So we have one guy, one company's been paying us like 25 grand a year for a site license, but he backed down now to 15,000 a year. And the way we're going to finesse that for 1 year is, yeah, you're getting our experimental version, right? And Apple will certainly also get it. But at the end of the year, our experimental version now becomes the official version, and we don't even go back to the guy who's paying us 15 grand, the only guy who's paying for the software, right? I'll take the $25,000 maintenance fee any day over 15,000, that someone has the option to buy the thing. But the real deal is the longevity, is the sustainability of the nonprofit. All right? Okay? Now, I don't think you've seen this. Let me share something else. In fact, you weren't in on these discussions, but the board has been in. So I've now found people to serve as associate director and technical director. Matthew will be technical director. Karen Gutierrez, who used to be the dean of the Air Force Cyber College, she's no slouch. She's a postdoc from Stanford. She is going to be the associate director. Neither could replace me. Together, they stochastically dominate me. All right? That is better in every dimension. Okay? Now, you're looking. So, what I want to do with a nonprofit is a year from now, okay? I'm going to put 1 year ahead. A year from now, I want to have our next probability management conference at Stanford. All right? Mm-hmm. Oh, what are these? These took me 5 minutes to grab from the Social Security website. These are the future years of life. By the way, we practice what we preach around here. Okay, so I'm going to click off Karen and Matthew, right? And we see that a year from now, there's a 93% chance of one person still standing and a 6.7% chance of no one still standing. This is not what you would call a bankable chanceometer, right? You can talk about bankable risks. Yeah, but where's your chanceometer? You're just what, shooting from the hip every time you make a decision? No, we got a chanceometer based on here, let's add Matthew and Karen in. Oh, there's no chance of 0 people standing, right? But that's bankable. Oh, let's go 5 years down the road. 5 years down the road, there's a 90.8% chance of all 3 of us. Maybe we're down to 2. Tiny chance down. And, no chance of 0 people standing. Okay, let's go up to 10 years. Now, by 10 years, okay, there's a 1.7% chance that Matthew, Karen, and I are all dead.
You put the ages in?
What's that?
You put your ages in?
Oh, yeah. The ages and genders is all in there. Yeah. Yeah. So
this is the source of all age discrimination.
This is the Social Security Administration. Kaboom. Yeah. It took 2 minutes. It took 2 minutes with ChatGPT to set this thing up. Okay?
Wow.
All right. So what I want to do is have a meeting at Stanford in a year, our next probability management meeting. We will, at that point, Matthew and Karen will be the associate director and technical director, and I'll be the executive director if I'm still alive.
You're the emeritus living to 110.
No, but then I'll keep my position if I'm not senile. But if I am senile, Karen will take over as associate director. And furthermore, we will draw a president, a volunteer president from business and academia. This
Yeah.
is the way a lot of these nonprofits work, right? They have a vision, someone who's going to like drive the organization with their vision. Every year, a new one comes in. You don't pay anything for them. They're high-powered people, right? So that's my goal. So now let's look at the Apple deal. And I saw your reply. Giving up IP, we can't give it away. Look, I want to make the deal better for Apple. Here's what I want from Apple. It'll be better for us. Somewhere in there it says, if we are unable to maintain it, Apple will withhold the $25,000 and take over our GitHub, and it'll belong to Apple.
Oh,
I'd love it today. Oh no! Oh, you want to get the code? Oh yeah, go to Apple. This is Apple's product, not little fly-by-night 501c3. I'd love that.
how'd you get this deal to happen? Apple's really hard to penetrate.
Former student, been working on it for a year and a half.
Nice. Seriously.
Can't use their name anywhere.
Really hard to get Apple.
I know. So I see zero downside. The one thing I need to do is finesse with a guy who hasn't yet paid us the 15 grand. So the thing is, if you may have noticed in the contract that we've got a releasable version, and we're going to release that version. We've got experimental versions. And by the way, Apple will be entitled to it. And people who pay us for the privilege of getting a site license as we add new features and have them give us features they want, that's how we handle our other guy. That's a new feature. As soon as the year is over, the new version becomes the standard one. I've been very carefully calling it the beta version all this time, right?
Yep.
Very careful to call it beta because I don't want to face the issue of, oh, well, is it free or not? I mean, we have had a few people over the years pay us $1,500 for it, but I mean that's dribs and drabs. Okay.
Right.
So I want to get it back to him. I want to wait to hear back from my board, but for God's sakes, I want to do this, and I believe that would get us. I call up the Stanford Faculty Club and reserve the room as soon as I hear that Apple's going in, right? And then we go after other companies as well. If Apple's on board, if Apple's behind so I want to negotiate a slightly better deal for Apple where they get to confiscate the thing if we go out of existence, right?
Sounds like you found a home.
Could be.
You found a home, didn't you?
Could be, boy. Oh,
Sure.
man. Anyway, the CFO app is so great, is it not?
Mm-hmm.
And let me tell you some other wild stuff going on in the military operations research space. It's so wild. It is standard fare in weapons modeling
Yep.
to maximize the expected damage of your weapons package. Sounds right, doesn't it? Wouldn't you want to do that?
Maximize what the impact is?
Expected impact of your weapons package. Why wouldn't you do that? And by the way, expected, you know what that word also means? Average.
Okay.
What if I said, would you be interested in your chance of winning the war? You decide. They're not the same.
Mm-hmm.
The expected damage is subject to the flaw of averages. I'd rather increase the chance of winning the war, for God's sakes. So we're writing up some stuff on that, including me and some of my Navy friends and everything. It's just we're throwing down the gauntlet. Maximize the expected damage or your chance of winning. You decide.
You're gonna run some ads that Zelensky will see?
Run some ads what?
That Zelensky and Putin will see?
Yeah, I hope so. Oh, but we're going to write up some articles on it. And by the way, Jack, it's not even close to hypothetical. Let me explain it to you. when you attack a destroyer, the destroyer, you're in hostile conditions. The destroyer must decide whether or not to turn on its radar to detect incoming missiles. Why wouldn't you do that? Because we have missiles that home in on your radar, you bastard.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So, this is a random variable. It's called MCOM, which means emissions control. We're not even using our cell phones on this boat, right?
Mm.
So under MCOM, your radar homing missiles, most famous one called the HARMS, I think it's been around since Vietnam. They go into MCOM, you use your GPS guided and your optically guided missiles, right?
Mm-hmm.
They turn their radar on and use HARMS, all right? Now, let's assume that there's a 60% chance that they will turn on HARMS. Turn on MCOM.
Mm-hmm.
Well, on average, your best weapon, on average, your best shot is the optically guided one, okay? Because it has, right? Pretty good. Oh, it's going to hit it's going to hit 60% of the time, okay? But of course, 40% of the time, they will turn off MCOMs, turn on their radar, and then the HARMS gets you. So listen to this tagline.
Mm-hmm.
Use your best shot for your first shot, and use your worst shot for your second shot. You send one of each, and you get them either way. But you wouldn't do that with averages. You just send two of the one with the highest average, for God's sakes. We're getting these guys. We are going to get them. I mean, if I have to, we have to court-martial people for using two of the best missile, taking their best shot twice instead of taking the worst shot. Okay. Oh, it's so exciting. I've been working around the clock on this stuff. It's wild.
No skiing. No skiing this year.
Are you kidding? I did it when I was 80. What else could I prove by doing it at 81? I would just subject myself to a bunch more risk without. Maybe at 90, Jack, then I'd have something to prove. Maybe at 85. I think one of these resorts is now they moved their free days up from 70 to 85.
You're kidding me.
No.
You're kidding me. Is that
Someone
true?
told me that.
Really?
There's some places now at 85. Yeah, Jesus. No,
wild.
I'm not gonna go again until I can prove something, right?
Hey, let me ask you one last question before we end.
Yeah.
Is there a rule at Stanford that you have to retire when you turn 85?
I don't know. I'm hoping not.
Well, you still teach there.
Yeah, but I'm not 85. I'm only 81.
I know, but have they said you got 4 years? This is a 4-year warning? They haven't.
They haven't. Look, I'm an adjunct. I don't think they have to do shit.
Okay. Yeah. So there must be some really senior people there, right? There must
I
be
would think
some
so, but
people,
they may not have as much fun teaching as I do. Right?
like is Ken Arrow still there?
No, he died long ago.
Okay, who's like a really famous guy that was getting older?
Look. George Danzig taught until he was 90.
Okay.
But he was getting feeble.
Okay. Yeah. But there are other notables there, right?
They may not want to teach. They've got to stand for position. I don't think there is a required retirement age. If you have a great scholar, you have them scholaring away. The teaching might not go. But let's think about what to do with this thing. No, this is a wonderful blessing. This thing from Apple, and I just need to finesse the experimental bit.
Yeah. Well, you got a nice app there because it doesn't run in the App Store. We better be careful. They might get upset with you.
That's not the nonprofit. That has nothing to do with the nonprofit.
You might want
in fact, Andy Cunningham said, "Well, what do you sell this for?" It's free.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, to use it, you need $1 million contract for us to come in and convert your static database to a stochastic database. All
But
right?
that'll last forever, right?
Because the technology is always changing. Remember, we're the red hat. You know what red hat is?
Mm-hmm.
We're the
Mm-hmm.
red hat for property management. No, the nonprofit will keep developing new stuff, and you'll need a maintenance fee. We come in for $1 million, and then it's $100,000 a year thereafter to upgrade your data. Now, look. So Matthew, I had like deterministic data, stochastic data. Matthew came up with static.
That's good.
Static is so derogatory. Oh, your data is static?
It's stale and static.
It is static. You want stochastic data, right? So I love it. There's a business model here, Jack. Now there is something to sell. Okay? So you should. I sent you the. No, I didn't send you the blog. Oh, click on the help key in your app.
Okay. Help. Nice.
And now go down to the bottom.
Takes you to the blog.
Go down to the bottom.
Yeah.
And there's a link to Matthew's blog on the bottom.
Okay.
Link to it. Send it to everyone you know, or better yet, send it to everyone you don't know.
He's calling it chanceometer.
Chanceometer, like speedometer.
Chanceometer.
Okay. And
Nice.
Jack, now's the time. Find us a client, get a finder's fee, and stock for your legal work. Now's the time. This is saleable. It'll be illegal for CFOs not to have a chanceometer. The chanceometer doesn't have to reside on their phone. We'll build it on a dashboard for them.
Would you drive a car without a speedometer?
I would not.
Would you drive a
illegal.
company? Would you drive a company without a chanceometer?
It should be illegal. It should be fucking illegal. And Jack, this is so doable. So look, when I looked, Matthews thought this out. Matthew's a very impressive guy.
Yeah, he is.
Matthew thought this out. I said, Matthew, oh, I get it. We will roll up the forecasts from the bottom level of the corporation to the next level, to the next level, to the next level. He said, no, we don't have time for that. You go to the top level, the CFO's pro forma forecast. You go to that. And guess what? He's got 5 years, and every year he had a forecasted amount and an actual amount. We will create the stochastic data out of that. That's all we need. The guy was at the pistol range. He took 5 shots. We take the distance from the bullseye, right? That's all it takes. And we can make the chanceometer with it because we can get the stochastic data out of that little bit of data. It is wonderful. We're ready to sell, but we need to get in front of people with this now. And that means Matthew. Oh, so 2 things. PG&E. I showed the chanceometer to PG&E. There's a guy there. Let's see. Do you remember reading my article called Money for Nothing?
Yeah.
They've got that problem at PG&E up the wazoo.
Big time. Yeah.
Big time. Tens of millions of bucks.
Yeah.
How do you get to that problem? So this is real data from PG&E. And what we have are we over or under budget for each of these projects? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, but the projects go on and on and on. There are tons of projects. There are hundreds of projects, okay?
Right.
And are we over or under? If we're over budget, it's red. If we're under, we're green.
Yeah.
Do you see an asymmetry here?
Yep.
If you were shooting darts, wouldn't you expect half of them to be to the right and half to be to the left?
Yep.
This is systematic error. So they're always over budget. And therefore, they put in too much cushion, right? You remember my thing about the town where every house has a fire truck?
Yeah.
They bought too many fire trucks. Why?
Yeah.
Because everybody's house caught on fire. Oh, so everyone's house needs a fire truck. No, no. It's money for nothing if you buy 5 fire trucks for the whole town. The money you save on fire trucks is money for nothing. You didn't need to spend it.
Hey, Sam,
Yeah,
what's probability management saying about who's going to win the Super Bowl?
I haven't looked. It's the prediction markets that say that, right?
What do you think?
Not us. We just have a place to store the probability,
Right.
We're going to go with a contract. You don't see anything horrible with the contract, right? I'll talk to Michael a little as well, but we're in with Apple. Except I'm going to make it better for them by forcing them to confiscate the property from us and store it at Apple if we screw up, right?
Go, Sam, go.
Tune in next time on The Valley Current.